So the company that I want to talk about today is Jupiter Wagons. JWLIN is the Bloomberg symbol for this company. Disclaimer, we own this name. We've owned this name for a few years. So everything I say should be taken with a spoonful of salt. And I'm an interested and biased party here. But I'll try to be as objective as I can as I take you through this case study. So what does Jupiter do? It's the largest rail freight car manufacturer in India. So the Indian railway system is owned by the government of India. There's passenger traffic and there is freight traffic on the network. Passenger traffic is exclusively run by the government of India or the Indian Railways. Freight traffic is disproportionately run by Indian Railways, but private companies are allowed to run their captive operations and some leasing operations. So Jupiter provides freight cars to the entire network. Both the Indian Railways and private operators are its customers. In addition to manufacturing freight cars or wagons, as they're called in India, Jupiter also manufactures brake systems for freight and passenger trains. It also has a division that builds specialized truck bodies like garbage trucks, fire trucks, and various other combinations and variations of specialized truck bodies. Um, this same fabrication business also produces ocean freight containers, and one division of the company has launched small distance electric transport vehicles or small freight carriers. This business is an outcome of their truck business. Um, and But these are exclusively, the powertrains are exclusively electric powered. So it's a new business and a business that holds some promise. An additional business line that Jupiter has evolved in the last 18 to 24 months is manufacture of railway wheel sets, axles and wheel sets. In times past, Jupiter has externally purchased railway wheel sets required for its freight cars. But on a going forward basis, not only will Jupiter have captive railway wheels, it will also emerge as a big exporter of this item. And we'll talk about this as we go forward. Um, Business is an interesting business. It's an oligopoly business. It requires a lot of certification and standards. And Jupiter is one of few players that operate in this space. Um, Railways has a very big India tailwind. I'll talk about that when we talk about the business. And there is an emerging external opportunity for Jupiter as well in a realigning global world. Um, and on a bottom-up basis, as an operator, we remain very impressed with the management and the execution capabilities of Jupiter. They have taken advantage of a lot of adjacent opportunities and have delivered more than they have taken on. So it's a strong execution-oriented enterprise. We believe valuations are reasonable, attractive, and growth opportunity for Jupiter is strong going forward. So for those of you who've listened to me before, you've probably seen this picture. It's carried forward from previous presentations. This has been the framework for evaluating ideas that I have evolved. It's a filter process. It's a hurdle process. So you have to get past the first filter to get to the second and so on. So the things that I look for in any business that we invest in are the following. Governance. We define it in a very simple way, that is the people, the promoters, owners, management, the people who run the business, do they treat passive minority shareholders like us as equal partners? Once we get past that, we want management that is driven to maximize return on capital. And if they don't have opportunities, are willing to return capital back to shareholders. So we want, people who have a good sense of capital allocation. The business, which is the franchise, the moats, the competitive opportunity in the business, the external opportunity environment, only comes into the picture after we get past the first two. And this is very important for me to mention here. And I've found over the years that problems tend to occur when the first two filters are violated. Um, Businesses, while not easy, are relatively easier, but problems tend to happen in people situations. Once we like the business, we want to invest in businesses that are financially strong. Valuation is a subset of financial strength. We want businesses that have strong balance sheets, don't use too much leverage or use leverage opportunistically, generate real cash earnings, and are not constantly dependent on external debt or equity funding to run and grow their businesses. And finally, relative opportunity. We run a concentrated portfolio and we always evaluate opportunities relative to the market, relative to other names in our pipeline. And we choose those investments that are relatively superior to our remaining opportunity set. So let's talk about Jupiter's corporate governance and capital allocation. I've combined the first two filters here. The business is run by two brothers, Vivek Lohia and Vikash Lohia. They're Western educated. In fact, they graduated from my alma mater, which is the University of Pennsylvania. In their 50s, very young, energetic, motivated people, score very high points on transparency and governance. It is unusual to find such motivated, talented, hardworking people in a traditional old economy business like railway equipment. Most people have gravitated towards high tech, services, innovation, those kind of things. But in India, there's an opportunity in this space, and Vivek and Vikash are doing a splendid job at that. On the capital allocation side, what we really like about Jupiter's business is it has low working capital intensity. Um, the turnaround time for fabricating a freight car is about 60 days. They get paid cash and carry. A lot of the raw materials come in just in time, and whatever earnings they generate are real cash. So there is no, accounting creativity, um, and they invest currently in high margin projects, high incremental return on equity projects, and the business is not very capital intensive to begin with.